You are listening to Unlaced, a triathlon podcast. I'm your host, John Newland, along with Jimmy, Kona 2003, Newland, and Kane, Pebble Beach Reisner. We are here to entertain you through your workout, not teach you how to work out, but you might learn something along the way. So you are not stating you're going to be a Kona 2023.
No.
Explain why you're Kona 2003.
This is actually really, really super interesting and cool, and a really cool thing. So our sister, mine and Jono's sister, lives in a city in Marquette. And her neighbor was actually married to an Ironman who competed in a lot of Konas. And today she gave me the Kona 2003 official race program.
Hey, that's really cool.
There's actually a lot of neat stuff in it, just like seeing how old everything is.
Is there an athlete list in there then, everything?
Yes, there is athlete lists.
How many people competed?
Well, there's not the full. I haven't gone through it all yet, but I'm
Answer
sure
our
somewhere.
questions. Yeah, that's really cool. I remember.
Look at these people, dude. Look at this guy. Oh, you can't see. This guy right here.
Take him in the camera.
Jack Bell.
Wow.
I mean, they look like very 2003. She also gave me an official merchandise, like brochure. And so Ironman stuff, I think, is like famously really expensive, like jackets and stuff. So then in 2003, I think this is still 2003, like an Ironman anniversary cap, because it's 25th anniversary, $17.
Whoa.
Wow.
Inflation.
An Ironman cycling jersey, $65.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how much
those are doubled now.
Yeah, basically.
At least.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shirts are all under $30.
Didn't she compete as well in Ironmans? I don't know if she did Kona, but I thought she
might have. I just know that there's a lot of memorabilia he has.
Your sister competed?
Give me more. No.
Her neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah. He was competing in them when he was like 60s and 70s too in Kona.
Yeah. Wasn't it like that's when he started pursuing it? It wasn't.
I think it was, like 50. Yeah.
Right. He didn't start until like later in life. He just went after it.
Yeah, so that's where my nickname came from.
So you're not declaring you're going to be at Kona 2023. Nice little revelation for us.
I might be there.
Dyslexia there.
Yeah, it felt right to say that. And then Pebble Beach Reisner, what is your story?
So I had the rare and unprecedented opportunity to golf Pebble Beach yesterday.
What?
Beautiful golf course. Yeah. Yep. So cool. It was on my dad's simulator in his.
I was gonna say, I was like, you're up in Michigan. You're not.
Yeah, no, my dad got a golf simulator, and he finally got it hooked up. He finally got.
Is it one that's like just a little laser sensor that's on the ball, like a little module, or is it?
No, it's an overhead array of sensors that are super fast that track the ball. So as it comes off your club, it tracks the spin of it. It's accurate. Awesome. It's pretty accurate.
It looked like the legit ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it fun to play? Like, do you play a whole round? Ooh, I did Wii golf.
Yeah.
I keep calling the Switch the Wii.
It's so a blast to hit on that thing.
Boomer.
Wii golf is?
No, I always call the Switch the Wii.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, Judah, grab the Wii. And I was like, oh, it's not a Wii anymore. It's a Switch. Now I'm like, that's the first thing that I'm like messing technology up. I was like, oh, no.
VR golf was fun, but I like tore muscle. I'm like full sending with a handheld controller.
No weight in your hands.
Everything into it. No weight.
Oh.
It was hurting after we did like 2 rounds. Just put with the Oculus Quest.
Oh, the Oculus. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
First time I did VR, I was fighting a dragon in Skyrim, and I kept pulling an arrow back and hitting myself in the face with the thing, and I was like freaking out.
That was the first time you did VR? That's intense for a first VR.
It was nuts. And I was jumping off this cliff, and the stomach was dropping, and it was pretty sweet. It was on PS3. Was that
falling
VR
off? There's a game called Richie's Plank Adventure, and then you walk off a plank on like a skyscraper, and you have to walk to the end and grab cake. But if you fall off, you just drop straight down, and that's a weird feeling. Yeah, that's a weird feeling in your stomach. It's
taking off
cool,
to row up.
There's another one where you get like jetpacks, you fly around on, and you have to put out fires.
Did you play the zombie one? There's a zombie one.
Yeah, me and David.
Do you have the Oculus?
My friend David. We played.
Something else I gotta get that you guys got.
I don't have it.
I don't play. I've talked some people into buying it, and then we instantly stopped using it. I mean, we're starting up again. Like I play a lot more Beat Saber, and then there's better games out now. But we got it. Like I got it for Christmas last year, and then I talked some of my friends into it because one of them had an Oculus that you have to connect to the computer, but he wanted the Quest was wireless. The Quest 2 was wireless, so he ended up buying that, and then we were playing the Arizona Sunshine, which is a zombie game. That was pretty fun. That was a fun game. And then some of our other friends ended up getting it. And then we were playing this like it was almost like Ultimate Frisbee and Rocket League. You're flying around an arena and you're playing Frisbee, and then you have to throw the Frisbee into the goal. It was super neat, but like you're also throwing full send Frisbee throws, and I like almost broke my finger off my ceiling because I was
dangerous.
You got to catch the Frisbee. So if it's out of your range, you got to jump and catch it. So I busted my finger right off the ceiling.
Your kids walking by, just bam.
I almost hit him when I was golfing. I hit back, or I swiped his hair, brushed his hair because he walked by me and it was on a full swing.
Wow.
It's so much fun though.
I think that, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played it in like a little over a year, but when I think Lexi's sister had one, and we were playing that for a while when she first got it. And I think the games are like, they're cool, but they're clunky still. They're not quite to where it would be for like people to get into it from like a gamer standpoint. I think they're still probably 5 years out before I'd even look at actually buying one.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun experiences though. Like there's other apps like, and this isn't a VR podcast, but there's other apps like,
it is now.
It's like a theater app where you can go with your friends and you like sit in actual theater. There's a ton of different rooms. This happened. So we got it when the Winter Olympics were going on. And so we went into a theater that was playing the Winter Olympics, and you just sit there and watch it. And it would seem like weird that you're watching a screen from your screen of your VR headset, but it really actually feels like you're in a theater. It actually feels like you're watching a big screen. Like it's that. Yeah. It's cool. Really weird. Watching shows on it is really neat.
I saw this video on YouTube. This guy did, it just making me think of simulating it. Did an Ironman all indoors treadmill, like a bike trainer, and then on the pool in a pool and transit. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I just saw it. I was like, that would be miserable. Yeah. Running on a treadmill for a marathon and the bike. Just like
I saw a Strava, someone posted somewhere, there's a Strava workout that was posted. Someone ran a marathon on a roundabout. They just ran the roundabout until they got 26 miles.
Oh my
God. Over and over. It probably sounds fun.
You have to have hit problems after that. There's got to be. Yeah.
I was going to say, did they ever switch to that reverse direction?
Well, they're pretty big roundabouts if you run the edge of it. But they covered the whole thing. They must have just switched a bunch. But yeah, after like, it probably sounds like a fun idea until you get like 5 miles in and you're like, oh, this is going to be a long time. Because you're still running. You're still running for 5 hours. Like however many hours, however fast you do it, you're still running for that amount of time.
Yeah.
I also saw a TikTok recently of these two guys that were trying to run a marathon in Walmart without getting kicked out. So they were trying to, because like if Walmart sees you do weird stuff, probably in bigger cities, they'll just kick you out. Yep. So they were trying to look like they were guests, but they were going to try to run the marathon in less than 6 hours or something throughout Walmart. Or no, not 6 hours. I'm sorry, not 6 hours. It was like 10 hours. It was going to be like walking, a good brisk walking pace. So they had a cart, and they were pushing a cart at like, I forgot what, like 12, maybe 13, 14-minute miles, something like that. But they didn't want to get caught and get kicked out. And
how did they measure out the distance? Just kind of guess it based on steps.
I would imagine GPS
on like an overhead view of the building. I see.
Yeah, it had to be like real strict.
There's this thing
with the roundabout.
I think it's in Denmark where people run for 24 hours straight, and like one guy got 160 miles or maybe more. I can't remember how far it was, but it's a yearly race that people go, and it's down in a basement, and it's like tight walls, and you're running in a circle, and it's all lit up well, but it's like it's a large underground thing, and people are like they'll stop and sleep, wake up, and like keep running. It was a wild video.
Just 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours of running. Can't remember what race it's called. I'll look it up.
What it was
we
in
should
Denmark,
find it. We should find it and we should go.
Oh man.
And then just hate
Denmark.
it. It'd be a fun little event that we'd have to hate. It'd be a good segment.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Just like an Iron Man.
Denmark. Somewhere over there in Europe.
Yeah, there's some weird ways to do that. I saw the guy that did the triathlon or the Ironman at his house too. That just be so weird. But at least at that, you have like a bike trainer. What does he have? An infinity pool or?
I don't know if it was.
I mean, if you had
treadmill
pool and bike, and that wouldn't. Be
I feel
terrible.
infinity pool would be hard because wouldn't that like keep you at a certain pace? Like you'd have to stay at that pace.
True.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you could stop and change it. Obviously, you
Right.
just stand up, but still, that'd be tiring.
It'd be more interesting if you had to like swim it in a bathtub and like ride his bike in circles around his like inside the house and then run around his house. When you said that, that's what I thought about. I thought about like somebody running throughout their house until they. It was
like Mr. Beast did a marathon in clown shoes. He just walked it with these 5-foot shoes, and it took him like 2 days. His feet, like they were all dying.
Oh, that'd be awful.
It would be awful.
Anything for the views, man.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, there is nothing connected with what you just said, but our next segment and our first one for the day. Transition pretty hard there, but it worked. I was trying to prep you to get ready for our next segment.
I'm always ready.
Which is
Try Trivia.
Oh yeah, Try Trivia. All right, so Jimmy, you still prepared this one? So what do you got for us?
I was trying to like look like I would being caught off guard if you dropped the drop. So I was
you're always
like I wasn't
already
caring. And then I forgot that I had already chose it, so when I was laughing, it probably came through like a ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so the Try Trivia word of the day today is it's different, but the word is Clydesdale. Do you know what relation that has to triathlons?
Yes, horses, just like our draft.
Oh yeah, they're hooved.
They're hooved animals.
Jono, do you know what it relates to?
Clydesdale. Is it the Budweiser you get at the end of it?
What'd you guess? What was that?
Budweiser you get at the end of the race?
That's a very good guess. But no, Kane. Do you know, Kane?
I have no idea.
Oh, what would be your guess?
I have nothing. Maybe like the stomping of someone if they like run weird or something.
Cleaning. Pass too closely.
So a Clydesdale is it's a group of racers, men that are over 200 pounds. It's a Clydesdale.
I did know that.
What is that? A division. The Clydesdale division is men over 200 pounds.
Really?
Yes.
Which they don't have any around here. I would love that.
I was going to say, is that like, so it's a division of the race. Like it's like age groupers and Ironmans. They break out like different divisions of.
Yep. And then separate division for guys
I would make Clydesdale.
Maybe it's 250.
Clydesdale, would you?
Probably 250. So I could
250.
I would do 250.
Yeah, I think it was 250.
Because everybody I do stuff with is like 5. Well, besides Kane and you're very tall too, but like 5.
Yeah, shorter,
9,
so less weight. Yeah.
And $150. 5'10".
Yeah. Get blown away by a breeze.
Yeah, there's a girl's version. What was it called? I think it was called Athena or something like that. And that was over a certain weight too, that division.
Oh.
Wow, I got both of you today. I'll have to come up with more like that.
That was a good one.
That was a good one toward triathlon, broad.
I thought Kane might have heard me talk about it. I'd probably bring it up a lot during the summer because I'd say I wish there was a Clydesdale.
You've talked about
in every
it in
race.
the past. It didn't click with me right away.
Need me a Clydesdale. I think you're talking about beer the whole time.
That was a good guess, though. I liked the guess.
I was trying to remember what brand the Clydesdales were for.
The horses, yeah.
Yeah, the old horsies. I was thinking of when we were talking about sprockets. No, not sprockets. Cassettes as we were switching up the bike trainers and stuff. Sprocket is I was trying to remember exactly. Like a sprocket is one of the pegs, I think, on a cassette, but then a cog is when it's like interacting with a chain. There was like a lot of weird nuances with the terms, and I was like, oh, those would be good trivia stuff. But
yeah, some of those are just also like common pieces, aren't they? Or like that they don't pertain just to a bike.
Yeah, I guess so. It would be engineering.
I don't know.
So, but anyway,
I don't know exactly. But that's your trivia word today.
Of the day, which something of the day brings us into the next of the day, being the
question.
Too early. I don't know why it took forever to go.
Question of the day.
Our question of the day. All right, the question of the day.
I thought you cut out, and I thought it dropped. So
it like delayed. I don't know. When I pressed it, I thought I cut out too, actually. But so the question of the day is, how do you build a strong network in the endurance world? So what are some of the tactics that you guys have deployed or potentially will deploy in the future to build a stronger network? And why is it important, follow on, to have a network in the endurance world? We'll start with you, Jimmy. What is you're kind of the one who brought us into the network that you already got. So how did you go about building that?
Well, first I'll answer the second part of that question, the importance of it. So like doing this kind of stuff is, for me, my first one at the time, I really only had James and a little bit of Scott to like help me. And it's scary. Like when you're doing it alone, I don't know, it's scary. You don't know what you're doing. It's hard to motivate just yourself. You only have yourself to base anything off of. So I think building a network is very important for building yourself too. I've gotten way better over the last year and a half because now I have there is a large network of people that I keep in contact with for training, and that's pushed me in lots of ways. A good way to do that, there's find groups to get in. So what I did this past year, the first year we did it, was the Really Cool Bike Club, which we met for group rides on Thursdays, and we were accountable to each other, like going on, and we'd go on weekend rides sometimes too. Always uploading on Strava and that. And it's just nice to be able to see that, and it kind of gets you to get your butt in gear to go out and keep training and not slack. So last year was the first good year I probably had of training. The year before that, it was just me. It was terrible. I thought I was doing great because like stuff would get me tired, but I wasn't really improving. It wasn't until this past year that I realized like how bad my training was a year before that. Yeah, but that's what I would say. Like building the strong network, it's like reaching out to like-minded people. Also just doing it and being open with it. Kind of sharing all the stuff you do. Because when people see you doing stuff, especially when it's like fitness related, they'll like reach out to you, and then they'll want to know like where you got started, what you're doing. And it kind of gets other people kickstarted too.
Yeah. And so, people like talking about what they enjoy. So if someone's into the endurance world, and if you're looking to get into it, finding somebody there that can help. Most people are willing to share what they've learned along the way, and that's what I've found anyway. And that's been helpful. When you said like the importance of the network and being scared of getting into something new, it reminded me of a story of my brother-in-law got into golfing, and it was like just recently, last few years. He really didn't know much about the sport. Like he had done it like casually, whatever, but he was going to the driving range to actually work on stuff. And he didn't know how the ball cages worked when you'd fill up your ball at a driving range. And nobody told him. He just walked. He was by himself. He was like trying to build up the most courage just to get there by himself anyway, and not look like an idiot. And he puts in a coin for the ball cages. I don't know if you've gotten that, Jimmy, but you're supposed to set the basket underneath first. Right when you put the coin in, it starts dropping golf balls. And it dropped 100 golf balls on the ground, and they just spread everywhere. And everyone on the range is just looking at him. And he's like, I wanted to pack up and give my clubs away and be done for the day. But so having someone like just to show you little nuances of, because when I went with him, I might have done the same thing because I hadn't been at a driving range in a long time and didn't see that particular machine. And he told me that story as he was like doing it. And so having someone to show you nuances of even race day or like doing transition stuff like James was showing us with the Ironman and afterwards in our interview when he showed us the bags, like I think the importance of having a network there. That just reminded me of that funny story. But Kane, what do you think? Some reasons to have a network in it, and some ways that you are building just around you locally.
Yeah. So, I mean, the I guess the second part of your question first, honestly, like the biggest way to build the network is literally just put yourself out there. And I use the term or the phrase, sometimes you just have to throw yourself to the wolves. You just have to go and experience it, and you're going to fail and you're going to do different things. And it's not going to be perfect the first time, but you're going to learn as you go, and you're going to, build this base around which you can get better. And, if you put yourself out there, whether it be locally or find a group online or a community online that you just start, you don't even have to, like, if it's an online community, you don't have to be a part of the community. You can kind of be in the background and just gather the information from the other people, but eventually you're going to start picking up on things. And then, that will lead to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And then you'll get through a few training cycles of different programs. And then you'll be able to, be a part of the conversation. And slowly over time you build to really feel like you're giving to that conversation. And then there's a give and take between that community. And, if you can do find someone local, it's just going to increase that time exponentially from which your learning curve is getting into the new skill. And it's a lot more fun when you've got a local guy, or, we do a lot of virtual stuff with us, and it just because of the technology nowadays, it's easier to feel like we're in the same room when a lot of times we aren't. And
we're far away from John. We do a lot.
Even biking. Yeah. Even biking. Like I was biking this morning on my trainer by myself, and I was like, really struggling just to like keep going through like a longer period of time. I was like, if I was with one of you guys and we were going for an hour, like it would have got me over that hump. But I was like, I had started a little bit later than I wanted to, and I had other things I want to do in the morning. So I was like, I'm just going to call it. And I just stopped at like 30 minutes. And so, but I knew like if we were like, hey, let's go for an hour. And if I felt that way, I was like, no, I'm with, just having that accountability and that additional person with you just makes such a difference.
And it's easy to talk yourself out of doing stuff when you're alone too. It's easy to find reasons to stop doing something.
Oh yeah.
Like
so easy.
The overall issue is probably being uncomfortable. And then, so that just gets you into the mindset of like, well, I need to do this anyway, so I should probably just pack it up and stop. Whereas like if you were with other people, then it's, then they're like, hey, we're going for an hour. You don't want to let them down. So it's like, all right, I'm going to hang on, because if I stop now, I leave you, and then you're going to be alone.
So the network is important for two reasons. It's accountability, right? What you guys were just talking about is making sure that you're doing the workouts you're supposed to be doing, or, going that extra mile to make sure that you're, either not letting other people down or not looking like an idiot in front of them or whatever. And then the other thing is knowledge and skill share. Having the network, having that community around you, having people to bounce ideas off of and talk about different things. Everyone looks at it from a different perspective. So having multiple viewpoints is going to exponentially grow the knowledge that you have internally, and you can take that to your own workouts and your programs.
Yeah, definitely. And so for both of you, what was one of the places you've met people? I guess I know, Jimmy, you like you answered that kind of where you got into it with James and Scott, but through them, I'm sure you could even meet more people through them. But have you met anyone organically while you were swimming or doing other training stuff in that way?
Yeah, that's the nice part about training, especially. It's like a lot of people like talking about training if they're training. It's almost a way to share in the misery. Like if you get any reason to talk about what you're doing, it's like people will take that all the time, because
that's why I sent you I send you my workouts all the time in our group chat. Just like, hey, look, this sucks.
Look what I have to do. You guys aren't. I'm doing it. But like people like talking, and they're very friendly about it, because especially in endurance training, like you're racing other people, but everybody wants everyone to do better and get better. They like seeing progress in everyone, and it kind of promotes progress in themselves. So I've met people swimming. There's this lifeguard at the Y that James introduced me to, who she has done 3 Ironmans, I think. And I told her when I met her, I was like, well, just let me know, like hit me with your, whatever that thing, the lifeguard buoy is. I was like, hit me with that if it looks like I'm doing anything wrong, and teach me if you can. She hasn't yet, but no, like I've met a lot of people swimming, biking. There's actually one time this past summer, there's a guy who was road biking, and he got a flat right outside my house. I was looking out a picture window right on the road, and I saw him get off the bike and then look at the tire, and then I was on the couch. I stood up right away. I'm like, oh, that's a flat. That's a flat. And I just like started running.
We got a code blue. We got a code blue.
I started running to the garage to get my pump, and I ran out there. I was like, hey buddy, I got a pump here for you. Cause like it was dead flat. He's like, yeah. He's like, it was losing air before. I thought I could make it make a little ride with it before it went out. And so he's like, yeah, if you fill me up, I should be able to make it home. I was supposed to add him to the bike club, and I think I looked him up, but Todd Manette. So I got to reach out to him next summer. Yeah. But he was he got a flat right in front of my house. I'm like, wow, this is like fate. But there's different ways you can meet people. Yeah. Like you can meet people running and at events too.
And that's aiding to Kane's point, like just putting yourself out there. So if you're out there training and then it also makes you aware and looking around when other people are, and just being to put yourself out there and introduce yourself, talk about, hey, this is what you might not get someone to be like, no, this is my first time. I hate this. I'm never doing it again. Right. But you might find somebody who's training, and you can find somebody to add to a club you're a part of, or to just build that network.
Yeah. My biggest growths in all aspects of life, not just endurance training, have come from going outside of my comfort zone, but literally just going out there and failing at something and figuring out how not to do it. And then you figure out, okay, I did this wrong. I need to change this, this, and this. And eventually you come to a point where you know what you're doing and you get better at it, but you have to go out and fail.
Yeah. What is it for both of you? Oh, I'm sorry. You go.
No, good.
I'm switching direction. So what if you had to follow up to what he was saying? Okay.
No,
so what is one, I don't know how to word this exactly. There was a big, like, not even wake up call, a big thing I learned like very quickly in especially cycling. And that was like, I was afraid to wear like the little bike shorts, like the tight bike shorts. And so I would put the bike shorts on because they had the pad in it, but I'm like, oh, I'm going to wear basketball shorts with it because I don't want to go out there with like tight bike shorts. And so right away I learned, like, you don't do that. Like, well, I was riding with Scott. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you wearing those for? Like, take those off. And ever since I took them off, I was like, all right. Like, and then the same thing happened. Cubby showed up in that in bike shorts when we were riding. I was like, no. I was like, and then I did the same thing as Scott did. Like, it's just like little things you pass on. But I was like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, take those off. He's like, oh, I didn't really want. I was like, no, take those off. You're never wearing shorts over those again.
If you're riding with me, skin tight.
But like, what is like any little thing like that you guys learned like quickly and doing? Do you have any moments like that where like you were either scared of doing something or someone like let you know you're doing something wrong? I don't. That was just a big one. Like for me, that was a big step in learning. I was like, oh, all right, like, you know. My legs were probably weird looking. I don't know, but I didn't want to wear the tight. I've never wore stuff that tight and been out in public. And now I'll walk around like the triathlon, like after a triathlon, just walk around everybody with this, because everyone's skin tight at that point.
Yeah.
5-inch inseam, baby.
Yeah, I moved to that too.
I had that similar in cross country in high school when it was, you just feel one time. We got new jerseys, and we were all pumped about it. And they're obviously very lightweight, very thin. And they accidentally screwed up the women's shorts and the men's shorts numbering. So all the men were paired with women's shorts, and they were super short. And it was like these feel a little bit shorter than normal. And we ran one race with it, and it was just at the end we realized the mistake, and it was.
You actually ran a race with them.
Yeah, we ran a race. Yeah, that was the first time we wore them. Was at the race. Put them on. He's like, "Do these feel shorter to you guys than the last pair?"
They feel so free.
And the girls had them like down to their knees. It was like because they had all the
oh my gosh,
obvious like difference. I remember cross country and like wearing the short shorts first. That was probably the first time I ever wore short shorts.
Yeah,
and I just like, oh, this is weird.
They're coming back now too. Short. Everybody's wearing the short shorts. But yeah, no. Just wrapping up that question, it's really important in all aspects of life, but just anything you want to get into. Like you said, Kane, putting yourself out there, finding people around, not being afraid to ask for help, ask for advice, even if someone's not willing to give it to you. Just learning.
They will be. Everybody wants to share what they know, especially in training. Everybody knows stuff, and everybody wants to share what they know.
Right. And then on the flip side, being willing to share what you know.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, but on the flip side, being willing to share what you know, and even like I feel like a stronger runner than either of the other two. So getting involved with anyone locally, I would want to lend anything running that I could, and then be willing to take any advice on biking or swimming or even running if a stronger runner. But even in your personal network, that was one. I know somebody who was a really good swimmer through my wife's family, and then another person who ran ultra marathons, a couple of people actually. So when you start talking about it as well in normal conversation with just people in your network, usually it comes up that they know somebody or somewhere, so you can expand it that way as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the thing that's cool about just endurance training as a whole is it's such an individual sport that you really, like Jimmy, you said before, you're not competing against other people for the most part. I mean, unless you're like pro level, right? But 99% of us are not. So you're not competing against other people. You're competing against yourself. So everyone's really on one big team cheering everybody else on.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all trying
you
to
succeed,
build each other up. And the pro level doesn't really care what other like people have to say about training. Probably.
Yeah.
They've already got their
let them do this
strict schedule.
But yeah, that was a good question. I like a lot of where we were looking out. And I'm looking forward to build our network more. And one thing we didn't mention, even this podcast, really the birth of this podcast was to keep us disciplined in learning and talking about triathlons, and to potentially build a network and become a voice to those who are scared to get in or into endurance sports, and just throw ourselves the wolves in that way. Which
if we can do it, anyone can do it.
And sign up for bigger events like the half Ironman in Door County this summer.
Right.
That I'm already signed up for. Did you guys get it?
Yeah, I didn't sign up yet, but I saw you signed up.
It's in my monthly budget for next
month. When you said
I
don't have a budget, I need a budget. When you said that it's when it's you can sign up like a week before there's usually openings, I was like, I got time. I don't got to do it right now. I just bought a bike trainer, so
if you don't
wait,
yeah, that's why I want to sign up early so that like the
no, but when I know the sign up though
that you do it. Like if you don't sign up for it, there's a chance you don't do it.
There's a chance. It's like, do I have to train? Yeah.
It's like writing things down.
If you don't sign up, yeah.
If you write something down, you write a goal down, you're like 20% more likely to achieve that goal just by.
And if you pay $400 for it, you're definitely going to achieve it.
Exactly. Oh, I'm going to write a goal down to say I'm going to write all my goal downs. So then 20% more likely to write them down. Yeah.
My New Year's resolution is to not have a New Year's resolution. So I failed already.
So you fail, but you win. But you fail.
A long time. Well, that's a good transition point. But no, good question, good answers. Well, let's move on to a fan favorite that was introduced last episode.
Spot the lie.
You were doing that purpose. That's how you're looking around. Oh!
I know. I realized I was looking around a lot. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hands up in the air.
Still.
Sit still.
What are my hands doing?
Spot the lie. So this is essentially two truths and a lie centered around triathlon. So Jim, you prepared this one as well.
Yep.
And we will spot you. So we have to get both right in order to win.
You have to get all three right.
All three right. So neither Kane or I got them.
So we're not battling against each other. We're battling against the house. That's how.
And I am a house.
A brick house.
I am a brick house.
House.
No, let me tell you, it is very hard to make up lies for triathlons and to find like facts that are worth finding. And it's hard. I'm already at a disadvantage because John was my brother and he like knows me, so it's harder. But let's see how we do. Here's the first run. I'm gonna read them again, and then I'm gonna give you a couple seconds, and then I'm gonna just keep reading. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna read the next one. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
I will give you a couple seconds after each. If you need me to repeat it, just ask for a repeat really quick.
And we just tell you at the end of all three of them.
At the end of the three, you guys can and you guys can work together. You don't have to like have separate ones unless you want to fight against each other.
Just kidding.
All right, so here we go. Here's first round one. All right. Triathlons were designed to be an alternative to running on a hard track. The reason the order is swim, bike, run is for the safety of the competitors. In an Ironman, competitors cannot be assisted in removing their wetsuit. Do you need any repeats?
No, I got it.
No.
Final answer. Locked in. Ready to go.
You're cut out a little bit.
I'm ready to go.
You ready? Are you ready, Kane?
I'm ready.
All right. Kane, what's yours?
So the third one is false.
Third one's false.
John, what's yours?
Third one's false.
Yeah, third one was false.
I think James told us that, or maybe you told us in a previous episode that people rip
They're
them.
allowed to, but that's why I put, yeah.
We talked about it with James too.
But
He
I
talked a
didn't
lot
know
about,
the very
the
first one.
strippers.
Yeah. Where they pulled
Yeah,
it.
the first one.
I read it. These are like facts I looked up. I don't know if they're facts, but they were facts that I looked up.
It's verified
I
on
don't know if
somewhere.
they're right.
Noted.
I don't know if they're right, but they are facts that I looked up.
They are factual.
And like I
because
said,
you
it is
read them.
hard to make a lie about this. All
be
right,
true.
so you
I
both
found it
got
on
the
the
first
internet.
one right. All right. Okay, round 2. I'm starting to sweat. You guys are just going to get all of them right. And then
Brick
gonna
house
scrap
is crumbling.
You're going to get them all right, and we're going to scrap this segment forever. All right, round 2. Not all triathlon events are structured in the order of swim, bike, run. The North American Championship of Ironman is held in Utah. There are 24 official Ironman events each year, including Kona. Any repeats?
Yeah. No. No. I'm good.
Okay.
Wait.
Well, John, are you good? You need repeats?
I think I'm good. I feel like I think I'm good.
Okay. John, what's your guess?
Number 1.
And Kane, what's your guess?
Number 3. 3. Yeah. The 3 was like the number of Ironmans, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Total number.
Number
That
3
one's
was a
false.
lie.
Oh.
Yes.
How'd you know?
It was a guess.
Good
I was
guess.
between the
Okay.
second and the third one. It was between the second and the third
Well,
one.
hey, if all 3 of them were considered, that's good.
So, number
When you-
1 is...
Number 1, not all triathlon. So I should like,
Because there's a kayak triathlon.
no.
Triathlon.
Yeah, the order,
That's
though.
not a triathlon though, but like there is an endurathon. I think it's called endurathon. It's in Europe, and that is it starts with a run. It goes run, swim, bike. That's the only one. Endurothon is what I looked up and saw.
But so if it has a label triathlon, it will be swim, bike, or run, even if the swim is traded out for like kayak or other stuff. But like,
yes, all order is
but it's
swim,
in
bike,
that
run.
order. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I thought
So
it would
the only
vary. I thought it had
different order
potential
was-
to vary, but okay.
The only different order was the endurathon, which is run. I didn't know how to word that one.
No, I think you worded
Yeah.
it fine.
And then the North American Championship of Ironman is held in Utah. World Championships is held in Kona. The North American
Yes,
Championships
that-
is Utah.
I caught that at the very end, right when you said North American, whatever, Utah. I was like, nope, that's wrong.
I
And was
figured
like,
you
oh,
might
wait,
know that
North
one.
American.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
there
that
are
one tripped me.
12. There are 12 official Ironman events each year, and I don't know if that includes Kona or not.
Really, there's only 12.
Kona might be official. So there are Ironman events, but the official Ironman events
Yeah,
is what I
like
read.
the
There's
brand,
12
the
official
brand of
races.
Iron Man puts it on.
Right.
Whatever.
I thought,
But
I thought there were
you
more
can
than that,
have
though.
Ironman races, but Ironman brand Ironman events, there was 12.
Interesting.
Okay, so Kane is in the running for beating the house. Round 3.
But I think he has to get all 3 right. He got the first one wrong, right?
No, he got
the
the
first two
you
right.
both got the first one right.
Oh,
and
we
he
both
second
got the
one
first
right.
2 right. Yeah. Okay.
No. You both got the first one right. I heard you try to just slip that in. We both got the first 2 right. All right, round 3. Iron Man has a Hall of Fame. Iron Man originated in North America. Iron Man races start with a traditional air horn.
Well, I'm not beating the house.
Gotta
Can you repeat all of
One
them,
and six.
please?
This is the round I thought I did the best on. I try to make them like easy to
Yeah,
hard,
short and sweet.
But okay, Iron Man has a Hall of Fame. Iron Man originated in North America. Iron Man races start with a traditional air horn.
I have my answer.
Yeah,
Kane,
I'm ready.
what's your answer, Kane?
Number 1. There's no Hall of Fame.
Jono,
Number 3, baby.
number 3 again. I did all 3s.
Pow, pow, pow. Isn't it a gun?
No,
Oh,
it's actually even better than that. It's a cannon. And-
Oh, that's right. I
It's a
remember
cannon,
hearing that.
And back in the day, it was a cannon that was fashioned like a pipe bomb. Like up until the 90s. It was like a mini pipe bomb, they said.
Jeez.
So Iron Man uses a cannon. So the house wins again.
The house.
We both got 2 right.
So they do have a Hall of Fame.
Hard. It is hard.
What's number 2? They do have a Hall of Fame.
It originated in North America.
Okay.
The first one was done in Honolulu.
Okay. That's why it's the Mecca. Kona.
Well,
Kona in Honolulu?
No. Yeah. Honolulu is a separate island. Kona is another island.
Kona is an island.
Right?
Geography.
No.
Now I feel like I'm wrong.
Kona's not an island.
Oh, what are the islands?
Hey, geography, man. Come on.
It's Maui, Hawaii, Oahu, and Kauai.
Kauai. Is that the only
one?
Are
the big ones. There's
big
like
island.
41
Kona, Hawaii,
different
Just because you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been there, so
you learn about places when you travel to them.
Kona, Hawaii, Big Island.
It's like Pebble Beach.
It's a big island. Okay,
Big Island. So yeah, well, I thought everything. I didn't realize there's whatever. We'll cut that part.
Well, it looks like the house loses.
The house always loses.
Always loses. Those are good.
All right, that was another spot to lie. They're going to get harder for me as it goes on as we do them.
Well, we can maybe
Maybe I'll stretch into like I don't know.
Could do endurance. Yeah, I don't know. We can play around with it.
Yeah, I can just do more. It doesn't have to be triathlon.
I like because you learn so much in those. Those are very packed because you find out 2 facts and 1 false thing, and then you find out a 3rd fact after.
Yeah, but then you'll think about it and like you'll be like, wait, was that the lie? Like you'll be at a race. Like, am I allowed to do this? Was that a lie?
Yeah.
Was that the lie or was that the truth?
Can I hold this buoy? No, I'm going to drown.
Start Clydesdale stomping guys because they run weird.
Clydesdale stomp? That's right. Stomp on them. Oh, jeez. All right, well, right into our next game segment, which is...
Over, under.
Over,
I need my paper.
What's the first episode that has those drops? Is it the one that's coming out?
Probably
the next
3 episodes ago, so probably close.
The next one.
Yeah.
Cool. I want to see if they're actually cool because we're going to quit them if they're not.
I hope we still didn't. I don't even know if we tested
it. Doesn't even come through.
It doesn't come through.
Oh, it's gonna be so embarrassing. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be like over under.
I want to see. I want to see your face on that one last episode. I think it was where you were just like paused and you're like your head was cocked back. We said it looked really funny. Anyway, so
I think I did test it, by the way. I'm pretty sure I looked at it when I was editing.
I mean, my mic defaults to going through it, so I think it has to be.
Ooh. All right, so over-under historically was dealt with the pacing of individual segments of an Ironman races. This time we're going to be looking at age groups and the average split times for different segments. So I'll pick one individual split time or a transition time, and I will give a number, and you will say, is it over or under that number for that age group? Okay, this is Ironman California 2022, so you can expect decent weather. I really didn't look at the background of what that race looked like for that day. But we'll start here. And what am I going to do? I'll probably go 5 because I can do these pretty fast. So, for males 18 to 24. You weren't even looking at your phone. You're looking at your camera. For those listening, Jimmy was trying to act like he's cheating on his phone.
I was trying to make sure I had the phone on the frame. Otherwise, I'd be like staring and
staring. All right, so males 18 to 24, their average swim time, is it over or under 46 minutes? So remember,
full Ironman.
Full Ironman. Yes, full Ironman.
46 minutes?
46 minutes. Over or under for the average swim time of males 18 to 24.
I know what you're doing. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm ready.
All right, and show them.
Over.
So both say over. You are correct. 48 minutes is the average.
I would expect it in the 50s, to be honest.
Let me do a quick... Oh, wait. 48 minutes. That's closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Compared to this 2003 book that I have, the age group records, the fastest course time on the Big Island for the swim in 1995 was Lars Jorgensen, 46 minutes and 44 seconds.
What? Their average is 48?
It was the fastest course time on the Big Island.
Course time. Okay, and that's open water in.
Oh, that was in 1995. So that's the
and 95. Wow.
That's why I went over because I remember reading that before and being like, "Wow, that's pretty fast." Or not pretty. That's very fast, obviously.
Wow.
But
so
that was not much faster than the average of this race.
It's a record. I mean, maybe it's broken by now. I don't know. That's just what it's 2003.
2003. All right, next one.
Like
so you both have
years ago.
1-1. So age groupers, male 48 years ago. Male 35 to 39.
Me.
Swim time, again, is it over or under? You guessed it. 46 minutes. Age groupers, male 35 to 39.
I bring that average way down.
Or up.
No. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, down and going up.
And a negative.
Number goes up, but the time is whatever. The speed is down.
It's a parabola.
The speed is down.
Understood.
All right. I'm ready, I think.
All right. Yep. And show them if you got them.
Over.
So the average swim time for males, 35 to 39.
47.5 minutes.
Is under 46 minutes. 44 minutes.
What?
You're both wrong. Yeah, that's why I did the swim again. That's why I grabbed the swim again.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy I told Kane the record time that I saw in here because I would have said over. Wow.
Well, even based on the 18 to 24 age group, I was expecting you to be like reverse psychologying us, and it was actually going to be an over.
You were playing the game, but no, yeah. This is Ironman California 2022.
Listen to this. First place men, year 2002, the swim was 52:02. First place.
This is, again, it's Hawaii, though. I'm in California, so I don't know how different the conditions of...
Sure.
We could look up a Kona and compare.
No, don't worry.
After the pod.
It's an offline discussion.
All right, then we will look at next males 30 to 34. So one age group down, the run.
Ooh.
What is the average run time for males 30 to 34? Is it over or under 3 hours and 13 minutes? Over or under?
I think I'm ready, but I'm not confident.
I'm ready.
Let's see it. 1, 2, 3.
Over.
Ooh, we got a split here.
No.
So the males 30 to 34 is
2 hours and 57 minutes.
3 hours
and 5 minutes.
7 minutes.
3 hours and
3 hours and 7 minutes is the average run time.
The average.
Wait, what's our score?
It is, you are up
Repeat that.
3-2.
I can hear you.
Your mic was off?
My ears were off. What? I'm up.
Okay, Jim's up. Is this the first time in over-under
history
history where Jimmy took a lead?
2-1.
Now you just got to hold it. All right, yep, 3:07. That is wild.
That's fast,
we hit time.
man.
We hit time. We got to stop.
Yeah, I guess we just call whoever's up.
We call whoever's up at the end.
Whoever's in the lead.
To be continued.
Bro,
next episode.
These
technical foul.
And next time on Dragon Ball.
So I was just looking at other ones. Yeah. Cliffhanger. So the male 18 to 24 average run time was 2 hours and 58 minutes.
What? The average of all of the participants.
Average qualifier splits at Ironman California. So this is people who qualified, I believe, for Kona. So a little more context than what you guys were dealing with. I read it wrong.
Okay.
So that makes a little bit more.
That makes a big difference.
It does.
That's a huge difference. Because there's somebody in there that has like
there's only
4.5
qualifiers. Qualifiers are only like 3 people out of the whole set too. So this is like top 3 finishers.
Even James was running like 4 hours.
My bad.
Yeah, there's some people in there that are over 5 hours.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that seems a little too fast. Let me go look at the heading again.
Somebody's running an hour and a half
breaking marathon records. I'm still winning, by the way, but
all right, that was a little nugget of
we had to start over.
I would just call it.
All right.
I'm done.
Hey, all right. So these are qualifiers who qualified for Kona.
Okay, from now on, it's all qualifiers.
It's all qualifiers. I'll just stay with the same graph because I'm working off a graph here, and it's really easy. So we'll go back to 30 to 34, but we're looking at T1, transition time 1. The average T1 time was over or under 12 minutes. Over or under.
And this is in California.
This is in California. They take their time there.
The only so
they live life a little slower there.
It's SoCal, baby.
Saw, dude.
Bay Life. Okay, so the only reason I'm asking is, do you know there are some transition areas that are like, I think Madison, James is saying like the transition area from swim to the bikes.
Yeah, you have like extra half mile run up the hill, yeah.
Yeah. So there's like different, I don't know what California's like. So that's so if I lose a point to Kane here, that might be why.
So over or under 12 minutes. What is your answers? 3, 2, 1.
Under.
Yes. All I gotta do is be the same.
Yep, you just gotta match him. Just keep the lead.
What would Kane do?
So it is 11 minutes. So you're both right.
Nice.
Average T1 time. So 11 minutes. That's still, I guess, water to run. Here I can tell pretty obviously the water to run is the longer transition time.
Yeah.
Or sorry, water to bike. Bike to run is
right.
Well, bike to run's an easy thing to do too. Water to run, dry off. You probably.
Or,
all right, let's go to the seasoned professionals here. We're going to the 3 to 2, right? 70 to 74 age group males.
Yeah.
Average run time of the 70 to 74 males. Is it over or under 5 hours and 20 minutes?
Is this qualifiers or is this
qualifiers?
Everybody?
This is qualifiers.
5 hours and 20 minutes.
20 minutes. 70 to 74.
Over or under 5:20?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Show them.
Under.
The same. Oh, this is big. This is
before
big.
You answer this, my mindset was I think it might be under, but I thought Kane would do over because he thought you were gonna like reverse psychology us because it was so high.
And I thought,
did you
the exact
did you
same
reverse
thing?
Psychology us?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. What'd you think, Kane? Tell me your
Kane.
thought process.
The exact same thing.
I was hedging my bet against what you were going to pick, but I also thought that
this is the whole Princess Bride. You thought I was going to drink this one,
and I did that. And I knew you knew what I was going to pick, so I did that.
So the average runtime for males 70 to 74 is 5 hours and 37 minutes.
No!
Jim takes another point lead to
and
seal.
You know what? I played John the whole time. Right? I wasn't even playing you, Kane, because I knew he was thinking that we'd think under, and he went over.
I just picked a number random.
I know.
Was that number 5 or 4? That was 5.
It is 4 to 2.
5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, 4 to 2. We both got the second one wrong.
All right, a couple bonus ones here.
Well, one left.
End of the podcast.
One more.
All right, 70 to 74 bike. All right. Is it over? Over or under 7 hours and 23 minutes?
Whoa!
That's fast.
Whoa! Well,
I mean, not fast.
Hey, think of the run.
74
think of the run,
yeah, right. So, if you say based on a,
I mean, most people do like. I mean, what did James? James like mid 5s.
Yeah, mid to high.
Lower to mid 5s, right?
I think his fastest was like a 5:20 something, but
you think of that run as well. That run.
I mean, they're 70 to 74 years old. That's still 5 hour or 7 hours and 30 minutes is still incredible.
Completion is incredible. Yeah.
So if you take the average runtime of the 30 to 34s,
I'm doing it too.
And take the percentage increase to the 70-74.
3, 2, 1, over or under?
Under. I'm going back to under.
I was going to turn it to
what under. Is he? Oh, I can't read it. You did over, Jim?
I did over.
Yeah, he's over.
It is 6 hours and 44 minutes. way under. I was going to try to shoot high, thinking proportional to the run, but the bike is almost as long as the run. Well, like an hour off from the run, which from the graph here it really sticks out. Like everyone's runs are pretty proportional to the bike at length, but then the run for the 70-74 just jumps up.
I was going to try and cheat there because I held it up and you couldn't read it right away, and then Kane held up under, so I was going to do this and then flip it like that. So I waved my arm, like I put it like this, and I started waving my arm, and I was going to go under, but then I felt my conscience hit me, and then I realized people could just slow it down and see that I was
what you were doing.
See, I'm playing the long game. I'm catching back up now.
Well, that was our last one.
All right,
follow us on Strava.
Bye.
That was 6, so we have to go one more for odd. So is Kane down by 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then we might have time.
Don't do something dumb like this is we're 2 points.
I never said that before. Maybe I have.
No, you haven't. But I was just.
I did. I actually did say it. I didn't implement it. I think I'm one of the other
A lot of people
ones.
do that in their last question. Like, oh, this is worth.
This is for all the marbles. It's like, why did we play the game?
Like, right. Like, this is worth enough points for you to win if you're losing.
Winner take all.
I just like staying with the 70-74, so we're gonna go to the swim. 70-74 male swim time. Is
Average
it
qualifying.
over or under 57 hour? No, minutes. Minutes. 57 minutes.
Ooh.
Over or under?
That's
For a tie, Kane. This is intense. You got do what you guys need to do. Bring this to a tie.
I'm nervous.
So remember, the age 18 to 24 qualifiers, not everybody, average 48 minutes. 35 to 39 were 44 minutes. So our 70 to 74 over or under 50.
Oh, you're trying to reverse us. He's trying to psychology us.
I'm torn.
I am too.
3,
I'm literally not even going to look. I'm just
2, 1. Vote.
Over.
Oh, no.
Under. Wow, Jim. No. I didn't name it. Yours is grainy and slowly pixelizes where I can read it. So
wow, why would you say under?
Because I was reading yours, and you didn't say what you did.
Well, whatever. Worst case is a tie. I'm okay.
All right,
with
so
that.
Kane says over. Jimmy says under.
It was
the swim
55
time
minutes.
is 58 minutes. Wait. You said under, Jimmy.
Yeah. Under. You said 57 minutes.
Yeah, is it over or under 57 minutes? And you said under.
You said
50 is under 57.
I said 58.
Oh, 58?
It's 58. I was like, what are you guys doing? Maybe it's skipped.
No. Oh. Well, okay. Kane,
I don't know.
I heard though, right, Kane?
I heard
You both celebrated the same way. That's what I was like,
you
what
were
am
like
I missing here?
You're like 50. You said 50, and then you stopped.
It might have jumped out. Once the
Doesn't
Riverside
matter,
magic
it's
works,
58
you guys will hear it
always.
crisp. There's no stuttering. It's crisp. All right, so we're tied up.
I should have left right after that.
I win. Get out of here.
This is
All right.
This is James signing off.
So we're tied up. We're gonna do males 55 to 59 bike time.
Wait, I thought that was the last one. You said that was the last
Well,
one.
you're tied up.
Now it's a tiebreaker.
Yeah, what if we tie for the next 100 times?
Well, you
I'm just gonna
won
say
it.
that
Podcast never ends.
Honestly, you won after
podcast
5. I said 5 at the beginning of this, and then after 5, you were up, and I said I'll do some bonus.
And then I was in the lead,
Yeah.
and people.
Jimmy's
need
the
me to
real winner,
lose.
but
Jimmy
we're
never
going to
backed
bonus
out.
round.
I get it. Let's go.
Jimmy never backed out.
All
right, male 55 to 59. Are you over or under 5 hours and 39 minutes
For the swim.
Total.
No, this is for for the bike.
Wait, what
Total-
age group was it
total
again?
Ironman
55
time?
to 59?
55, 59.
5 to 59. Yes.
539.
530.
539, you said?
539. Yes, 539.
539.
Over or under
55
539
to 59. 5
for
hours and
the
30
fake win,
minutes.
since Jimmy already won at 5. Who's it?
I'm going to win the fake one, too.
Oh man, doubling down. Over or under 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you got a split decision.
Gasp.
I'm trying to play Jono. I know I lost because I'm trying to play Jono, and I thought you were trying to play him too.
I don't know you guys are trying to play me. I just picked one.
Ah, whatever.
You're
So it
overplaying
is 5
yourself.
hours. Let me be clear with this one. And
Yes.
44 minutes. It is over.
Wait, I said over, right? Yeah, I did. Woo!
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
I had over right up
done.
there, just like that.
Well
I don't
done.
think so.
Well,
yeah, good job
done.
on your fake win, though.
Good fake win, Kane.
Yeah, I'll take the fake
real win, Jim.
I'll take the fake.
I'll take the real win.
Well, it was a big
stop at 5. I finally did it. We stopped next time.
We will say it was a big
Unless
revelation figuring out that was the qualifiers, and
yeah, that does change things. Also, this is exactly like the horse versus the camel. Okay, it's 109 versus 112 miles.
Stop
I just had to hit a button.
Beating a dead horse.
hey! The camel could be dead too. We don't know. And there's no. We never said no water breaks. So why does it even matter if you're a camel? You don't need water.
That's
what?
True.
You were like picking a camel on because it didn't have to have water. I was like, well, my horse could drink water. I was thinking about this in the shower the other day.
Because it can go a long way without stopping was the only reason why.
Yeah, but the horse
we've already determined that the camel will beat the horse after 100 miles.
That was one article. But
everything you did was off one article. Everything.
Yeah, there's another article that said 5 hours and something minutes with a rider.
Let the sleeping horse die.
The dead horse die. So I did find out there was one button to click that showed everybody. So do you guys want to hear just comparison of the actual compared to the qualifiers average times?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
So swim of 18 to 24 was 56 minutes. So I think that
was like 12-minute difference.
48 minutes to 56 minutes. And then
I thought it was 44. Oh, 44 was a 30.
Yeah, it was a 35 to 39, and I'll show 35 to 39 was 58 minutes as well.
Okay.
So actually pretty close. I won't go through all of them, but
bike
I did
and the
find
runs
where it's
will be,
everybody.
The bikes and the runs. Give me the bikes and the runs. The swims probably wouldn't be terribly off.
For 35 to 39?
Yeah, the bikes and the runs averages.
Yeah, the bike is 6 hours and 38 minutes for 35 to 39.
And what was the qualifiers?
It was a lot less.
Yeah, okay. And the run?
It was 4 hours and 58 minutes. And then the run was, this is the big one, 4 hours and 56 minutes. And it was 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So big difference there.
Yeah, that's when we discovered the.
Yeah. So, but I do have
always thinking qualifiers.
No, I want to go out based off average because it would be fun to compare to average, and that was cool. I just had qualifier.
Hey,
there.
Okay, so we're talking about
slight qualifier for this game.
Quickly, we're talking about the horse thing. Do we not have a vote? Like a vote for who won? Like why are we aren't supposed to debate it? Who we had a vote, didn't we? Like who won the vote
on Spotify?
It's more fun.
Yeah, there's a Spotify vote. Who won?
You won the vote because
the question is who recruited most of their friends.
Wait,
who paid for most of the votes?
Who won the spot? Okay, let's go over the Spotify vote and we'll say the percentages of the votes.
I'm just curious. What did you give up to win this?
Really?
Vote, Jim?
Oh, you don't want to know. Really? What episode was that? 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, the most important part, we're not supposed to debate between each other who won. We're supposed to leave it up to the people. So now the it's gone. So I don't know, but I know I won, and it was by a large margin.
I mean,
I think I had 70% of the votes.
You did.
So
you created 10 different accounts.
So beat that horse.
That dead horse.
We're forgetting about my elk.
Everybody's been trying to forget about.
There is a great comment. There is a great, actually thought out comment on YouTube regarding that draft on episode 6. So go.
Kane read it last night.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice.
Very cool.
All right. Well, we'll start closing this one out. We're right around time. So
I won
follow
Robin Newland.
Old Papa Newland.
Shout out to
follow us on Strava. We are going to be more and more active on it, especially in the wintertime. So John O'Newland, Kane Reisner, James Newland. You're James on there, right?
Yeah.
James Newland. Email any questions or corrections at unlacedtry@gmail.com and subscribe on YouTube at Unlaced Triathlon and rate and review us on wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Music. Is it Apple Music? Apple Podcasts, and then Amazon Music. So we appreciate it, and it will really help out everything. And that starts closing out this episode number 11.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice little competition, some good heartfelt questioning, little trivia, some good stories in the beginning.
That was fun. A lot of fun segments.
And we beat a dead horse.
A couple more times.
The elk drowned while swimming.
Yeah, Kane gets out of that.
An elk doesn't know how to swim.